It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and I'm in the bush today and I'm cutting a little firewood. But I ran across a little bit of a problem that I wanted to show you guys. There you go, the chainsaw is smoking. I haven't used this chainsaw since last year in the winter when it was like minus 25, minus 30. So the first reason why your saw will overheat is there's sawdust stuck in the fins, the cooling fins of the engine. So you make sure you blow that all out. If it still overheats, you really have to adjust the carburetor because there isn't enough fuel coming in for the amount of air that's coming into the motor, and that causes a lean condition. And if you leave that long enough, it will overheat the engine and the rings will stick in the piston and you won't have any compression and you pretty well destroyed your motor. So you're gonna have to get it fixed. So as soon as you start seeing that the engine seems to be overheating, you got to blow it out and then try to adjust the carburetor, or at least take it somewhere that can. Basically, when you go into a season, like if the temperature gets real cold, you should adjust your saw. If it gets real hot, you should adjust the saw. Where I live, there's a huge like variance from way below zero to way above zero the next time I go to run the saw. And you have to adjust the saw to make sure that it's running properly and you don't wreck it. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So on the side of your saw, you'll normally see, it doesn't matter what brand, they'll normally have a high and a low jet hole, H and L. And basically, your high jet gives it fuel when it's at high RPM. That's when you are going to blow your saw up, really. So all I do is adjust my high jet a bit. You know the saw is close, you don't need to adjust the whole thing. You just need to get it a little more fuel when it's revved up full. I'm going to start the saw, get it up to temperature. I'm going to turn the high jet counterclockwise out until it starts to stumble. And then I will turn it in until it starts to stumble. And then I will turn it right to the middle, in between those 2 points. So if I turn out one turn and it stumbles, and I turn it in 2 turns and it starts to stumble, I will turn it out 1 full turn. And that'll put it right in the middle, and it shouldn't overheat at that point. So let's so I'm going to have it running, so you won't be able to hear me, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So remember, out is richer, in is leaner. So you always want to go a little bit more to the richer side, because too lean, you'll blow up the saw. Too rich, it just won't run properly. So basically I put it to the center and I just give it a little bit of a switch back to the richer side. So there you go, let's try it again. So there you go, no more smoking. So doing a little bit of preventative maintenance and adjusting can save your saws from going to the scrap heap. You start seeing your chainsaw smoking, it's smoking for a reason. So seeing that and rectifying that can be the difference from having a long life of your chainsaw or the chainsaw overheats and it goes in the garbage bin after the first year. So it's really, really important that you keep your eye on your chainsaw, see if it's overheating, and if it is, you have to fix that. You can't just keep running it, because very shortly your saw will overheat and it won't be no more good to you. And then you'll be going buying a new one to save money by cutting firewood. So you really got to do that. So you guys have a good one.